Hey everybody, welcome back to Dinner Television, a very special Dinner Television tonight. Courtney Theriault is live from Fort McMurray. It has been 1 year, and Courtney, I think probably one of, there are so many images that will be forever seared in my mind, but one of them of hope and of course, it was the coming home when the firefighters positioned the fire truck above the bridge. It seemed there were so many things that just were absolutely emotionally gutting about this image, especially for all that the firefighters had done, and then to be there welcoming people as they came home. It was an unbelievable image I will never forget.
Yeah, it's a testament to the adoration that the first responders have to this city that they all call home. They weren't just battling to save other people's homes, they were battling to save their homes and their community. And so to have them holding that flag, as you say, on the route that has now been redubbed Responders Way, I think that is perhaps, as you mentioned, the most striking image coming out of that time when the re-entry back in early June last year. Now, as you do mention, Bridget, of course, we are talking about first responders and firefighters and the bravery and courage they demonstrated on that day, and we're very fortunate now to be joined by one of those individuals. Mark, come in here. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. Now, just to kind of give people a sense of how intense it is, we saw the images, we saw the pictures, but that was from a distance. That was from our TV set. What was it like for you in the throes of the beast?
It was the most intense thing I've ever done in my life. I spent 10 years in the military, and this topped that. There was times where there was 100-foot walls of fire on three sides of us all times, houses on fire everywhere around us. We were fighting 3 or 4 different houses at the same time. Hundreds of firefighters on the ground at any one spot. We had a lot of volunteer units come in from our surrounding communities. We had industry here. It was pandemonium.
What's going through your head as you're battling these 100-feet tall walls of fire? Because that's got to be awfully daunting.
It was a little daunting, yeah. We always had to make sure we had our back was clear and we had a way out, and we had to use that a couple of times. I don't believe that there's any point where it was actually in mortal danger.
So no close calls, thankfully.
No real close calls. No, it was. We're safety-oriented people too. That's what we do. That's what we're about. So we always watch, make sure we have those routes of escape and make sure we have those egresses. No close calls, which is thankful.
And of course, you guys were up in, as you mentioned, the Abasand area and Beacon Hill at times, and we've seen that those were heavily hit by the fire. Some schools, for example, were saved. You did lose your home in Abasand, and you were telling us how it was that you found out that you'd lost it.
Yeah, I guess I was. Call it lucky or unfortunate, whatever you want to call it. I happened to drive down my road with Captain. We were going to see where we could set up a new area to hopefully defend and block the fire. We drove down my road, Abbotswood, and my house was the first one on fire because I live right on a green belt, so the fire came up the hill, and there it was, full blaze. So I jumped out of the truck with my captain's permission. I pulled up my iPhone and took a little 10-second video and a couple pictures. I had a little message from my wife in the video, and turned around, jumped back in the truck, and went down the road to find a better location to hopefully mitigate that problem for somebody else.
That's got to be tough, though, to see that happening, to see your home in that sort of situation, and to still find that resolve to push forward.
At the time, it wasn't tough. Like I said, I served in the military 10 years, and we're service-oriented people. I mean, wearing a uniform means a lot to me. I got 3 words: pride, duty, and honor are things I try to live by. And all of us in the fire department, I think, would probably say similar things. We're professional firefighters here, and we're paid by the community to serve the community, and that's what we need to do. I wasn't there to serve myself and save my own stuff. That would have been selfish, and that's not what I'm expected to do.
Of course, you, like several other hundreds of families here in Fort McMurray right now, in the process of rebuilding your home. What's the status update on that?
The status update for my home is we got the plans done, our permits are ready. They're going to be digging a foundation in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll move forward from there. It's exciting, and that's to say the least exciting. I can't wait. Hopefully we're home by Christmas.
And I know that obviously you've got a good sense as to the steps that have been taken to prevent another situation like last year. Do you think Fort McMurray is more ready today should something like that suddenly reoccur?
Yeah, I think luckily most of it burnt off last year, so we're in a good situation that way. The city's really taking care of the Fire Smart program. They've bulldozed a lot of the trees within close proximity to any dwellings in the city now. The Fire Smart program that they implemented is really picked up, and it's really taken over. As you can see, they've taken a lot of debris. The Birchwood Trails area, they took out a lot of the deadfalls and stuff like that to get rid of a lot of the fire load for anything like that to happen again. I'm hoping that moving forward that other communities look at Fort McMurray and what happened here and hopefully learn that you can't neglect those things.
Well, and I'll tell you what, on behalf of 90,000 people who call Fort McMurray home, and undoubtedly all the people, the friends and families associated with that, we want to thank you so much for doing what you did on May 3rd and putting yourself out there in the most selfless way possible to save much of this community.
Excellent, thank you. I just got to thank everyone else in the province and Canada too for everything they did for us as a community. You know, people all over the province took in people in their homes, that strangers, total strangers. People sent food, gifts, cards. I got cards from kids and school children that, you know, I still have a few of them that they mean something to us. And we really appreciate all the support we got from everyone. And moving forward, you can see all the people behind me. Fort Mac's here, we're strong, and we're going to continue and grow from here.
Well, there you go. I think that encapsulates the spirit of this day. Thank you once again, Mark. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. Don't go too far. We will be back to wrap up this very special edition of Dinner Television.